Kara Zor-El escapes the dying planet of Kyrpton. She is delayed on her way to Earth. When she gets here 24 years later, she becomes Earth's newest hero, Supergirl. Welcome to the Kyrpton Report, a Supergirl podcast brought to you by Southgate Media. I am your host, Tyler Patrick. You can find me at JTYPatrick on Twitter. So let's get started on what's going on today in the world of the Kryptonians.
Welcome back to the next episode of The Last Daughter of Kyrpton with me, your host, Tyler. With me again, as always, almost, the Mr. Chris Johnson.
What up?
We also have the Solo, who at the moment might be going to sleep. He's in his swing. And in the room, we even got the grandpa playing the mandolin.
That's right.
Oh, Solo, you're good. He wants to watch the movie because today we will be discussing 1984 Supergirl the movie, starring Helen Slater and Peter O'Toole. So it's been a long time since I've watched this movie. What about you?
I watched it about 2010.
Yeah, that
So 5 years since I've watched Peter O'Toole try to beat up Helen Slater.
I don't remember the last time I watched this movie. That's how long it's been.
For all the cheese this movie is worth, I do love it though.
You know, I'm surprised at this film because of all the problems they've had with it, like getting distribution and all the craziness that happened. I wish this film had just been included on the Superman movie box set. I mean, you gave me Superman versus the Mole Men, but you could have just tacked this on as another disc or a special feature. Because I'll tell you what, this movie is not not easy to find.
I think that's probably why they didn't tack it on, because they would have to reprint it.
Nobody. I found it at buybacks, both cuts, and we have the longer cut, the 2-hour cut. One was $13, the other one was $24 for a single disc, and that's used.
Good night.
So we went to the other place to find movies. That's right, kids, the library.
Eventually that won't exist, but for right now, children, the library.
The best place to catch up on all your superhero needs.
That's right.
The library.
So before we even get started, let's go down the list here of the important people in the film.
Okay.
We've got Faye Dunaway, Helen Slater,
First film?
Hart Bochner, Peter Cook, Mia Farrow,
Yep.
Mark McClure, Brendan Vaccaro, and of course, the man himself, Peter O'Toole.
Well, let's take 1 minute. What name to you jumps out the most in there?
Peter O'Toole or Mia Farrow.
To me, it's Mark McClure.
Okay.
As a comic book fan, thinking, oh, this is the first time we have a cross-connective.
Yes, Jimmy
series.
Olsen.
We have Jimmy Olsen from the Christopher Reeves films. Now, this is 84, so this is right after Superman 3.
Yes.
Right around the same time, because I do know they had problems, because some people felt like Superman 3 didn't do as well, that the budget for this was cut.
Well, the interesting thing...
scripts for this film that were composed, because Christopher Reeves was supposed to make a cameo, which would have made this amazing. So,
the interesting thing about this movie is it was directed by a British director.
Janae Schwartz.
Yeah.
Now, what's neat about him is he went on, of course he did direct Jaws 2, which I still think is awesome. Not as good as the first,
man.
but it's good.
As long as you're not watching Jaws 4.
He also directed many episodes of Smallville later on. Just another nod to how Smallville kept it in the super family.
The other interesting thing about this is they really expected this movie to kick off because their budget was $35 million. In 1984, that's a lot.
Considering we just discussed the Supergirl TV pilot at $14 million last week.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is with this, had they done this, I think, a year or two earlier, they would have had a bigger budget. And I think it would have been a better film.
Yeah.
Because with the issues and times, and I can't remember all the production dates because this got pushed back and it was released in 84, a year after the release of Superman 3, had this come out before Superman 3, I think you would have got a stronger pull from Warner Brothers. You would have got Christopher Reeves in on it. I think you would have really got a lot more out of this.
Yep.
The Sulkines were behind this.
Well, and there was also some bigger names on the docket to play Supergirl. Demi Moore and Brooke Shields all both auditioned for it, and they just didn't fit the role apparently. Yeah. But my favorite little fun fact is the fact that Dolly Parton was supposed to play the sidekick.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, she ended up turning it down though.
I pictured Dolly Parton from 9 to 5, and this is what I pictured.
Dude, that's all Dolly Parton is 9 to 5.
But I just feel like this version of the character we're going to see is, once again, more of that amalgam style, I feel.
Yeah.
Because at this time in the comics, this was a year before Crisis on Infinite Earth. Before they had the relaunch. This was before she died.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different, kind of like the fact that Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor is so unique because it's before Lex became the businessman, rich mogul that he transformed into.
Oh, yeah, because he was a clown.
In the 80s, originally he was just mad scientist, and that's why when you watch the original Superman, you're like, this isn't the Lex I'm used to. What's funny is this was DC's attempt at a connected universe way before Marvel. DC did it first, and it connects because of Mr. James Olsen.
That's right. Jimmy Olsen appears in
Jimmy
3 and Supergirl.
Big old Jimmy O.
That's right.
So, Solomon, it's okay. Solomon's become a big Supergirl fan, and So here we go. If you guys want to follow along with us, we're starting the movie right now. Like I said, we have the 2-hour cut in our hands, and we're going to watch it and just kind of talk about it. And so when you guys decide to watch this, if you want to join us, so here we go. Alexander Salkind presents.
Gino Schwartz.
I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, because I
Probably not. Fade Dunaway.
Even the title sequence, I will say that this Helen Slater in her first film, I will say,
Supergirl.
The title for this still looks better than what they did for Superman 4.
Yes.
That looks like it was made on an 80s computer that...
Although this movie is still so 80s.
Oh. I'm kind of depressed that they didn't have the logo. I mean, you can't beat Richard Donner's intro.
No.
For the first one. Oh, there's Mark McClure. And one thing we've talked about before that people don't remember is, yes, the S is Superman's symbol, but being his family crest, it means it's also Supergirl symbol. We don't have to make the symbol pink for Supergirl.
Yeah, no.
How it is perfectly fine.
Peter O'Toole as Zaltar.
Do you think he knew what he was doing, or they were like,
No.
They were like, do you want to be in Superman? Superman, yeah! Then he got on set like, wait, where's Christopher Reeve?
Why is this not the movie I expected?
They tried to recreate the formula.
Yeah.
Getting higher names as the side characters and the villain, and going with the unknown as the hero. Which, granted, works, but in this case, I feel like it's just because they went through so many versions of the script, they didn't know where to come off and start this film.
This movie, I would say, if they didn't put everybody's name in the very beginning of it, would be 20 minutes shorter.
So far.
But
Jerry Goldsmith did the music.
It still is a cool intro.
The music's not bad. I mean,
the money.
But even then, the music for Lois and Clark is awesome.
Oh, it's so
the
good.
Music, Shirley Walker.
Gino Schwartz.
For Superman the Animated Series.
And here we go.
Right off the bat, we're in space. Are we? We're going to talk about it. We're in something that looks like the disco of the seconds.
It's like a piece of ice wrapped in spiderweb. But is there something inside? Oh, there is!
It's interesting looking. Now, I can't remember.
It's like some sort of hippie commune.
That's what I was thinking. It's like a hippie commune. Now, they're in... They make... Now, in this, once again, she is Kara.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Magic wand that makes stuff.
Look how young he looks. They kind of make her seem very...
flighty?
Yeah, not
all there. Yeah, they make her a little dumb.
Okay, now here's one thing about this.
But I think she's supposed to be younger. That's
she's
the
supposed
thing.
to, yeah, she's supposed to be young. I mean, Helen Slater was what, 16 or 18 at this time?
Older than this. I think she was
still a
18
teen.
or 19.
She was still a teen.
Yeah.
I know that. But one thing that gets me right here is, Earth, where my cousin went before the planet blew up.
Yeah.
We live in this city. Shouldn't we go, I don't know, get my cousin? Or, like, because isn't she's in Argo City.
Right.
Like, they don't really seem that affected by the fact that they lost Kyrpton. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, like, we're getting into this and I'm probably getting ahead here. Oh yeah, this is where he talks about inner space. So
she was 19 when she made this movie.
So they're in inner space. Does that mean they're shrunk down, living in a cell somewhere? Like,
yeah, I would say so.
Instead of outer space? Like,
also, this is the thing that is interesting, because this is where you really bring in the idea of magic into the super world.
yeah, and we'll get there when we meet our villain.
Right.
But what baffles me is, now, in some comics, and at this time, because it's pre-Crisis, she was Superman's cousin, but was she from... She was from Argo City as Kryptonian, but was she also from the secondary planet? Kind of like how they did on Bruce Timm's anime series, because she was dead. She was Kara in Z, not Zor-El. And yes, I will be saying Kara and Kara interchangeably, because I'm still getting used to how they want it.
I gotta get used to that too. I'm trying to remember why Peter O'Toole kind of looks like Willem Dafoe.
Here, take this really Harry Potter wand looking before Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh. The interesting thing about this movie is they do give her more of a childlike demeanor.
Very much so. Like, just
and Zoltar is just so charming, you know? Oh, she created a bug.
I must feel like maybe we could just edit all this out and start the movie with her flying to Earth, or...
Yeah, I think this is just a lot of random exposition.
Like I said, I
just don't really need.
I feel like it gets really hard for me because I'm like, why couldn't you just made this simple and just, you know? I think at one point one of the scripts was supposed to reuse certain scenes from the first Superman film.
Yeah.
And have her as a space pod that launched with cows. It's simple. It got stuck, and then it crashed down a little bit later. We really need all this extra, really bizarre inner space
creationism.
Zoltar and hippie calmness.
Dragonfly.
I feel like so much. Oh no, the newly made butterfly just went through the cellophane.
Yeah. Rule number 1, children: when you're creating a space station, don't use windows for cellophane.
Yeah.
Although space wouldn't kill these people, would it?
Well, it kind of depends on where are they.
Yeah. Oh, look, reverse filming.
Her parents look very young.
Yeah. I was gonna say, why does a young Paul McCartney appear in Supergirl?
He looks like Peter O'Toole looks like Crocodile Dundee and Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Because the ascot. The costumes in this movie are so weird too, man.
It's very 60s for an 80s film right now.
Yeah, but you know what though? Here's the thing. If you look back at the British films of the 80s, this movie really does look British. Very much so. Like, if you look at this and you compare the color scheme, the filtering...
I thought that was a table.
But it's not?
It's becoming a pod?
Is this her timeout room? Because she just tore a hole in the world? See, this is the other thing. She needs to be way younger for this because she just keeps getting into trouble.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, it's their first attempt at Supergirl, like,
yeah,
we're gonna try this. So, Kara's mom looks like she could eat a sandwich. Like,
she could use the sandwich.
Did she just get done playing a Holocaust survivor?
Yeah. Well, okay, so back to what I was saying. If you look at the way this movie is compared to British films of the 80s, like, let's even just take Clockwork Orange, for an example.
Oh, yeah, let's just jump there.
Well, I mean, it's one that most people have seen. So if we look at that, the color scheme's very similar. The hippie patterns on everything, the way that the light actually causes like halo effects behind everybody. That's why this is not really an Americanized film.
I mean, they're trying to use J.J. Abrams styles flares before J.J. Abrams was making films. So is she traveling through space right now?
I don't know. Is this the cross between inner space and space? Or is she just inside a lava lamp?
Oh, yes. I've often wondered what it was like to be inside a lava lamp.
Just watch Supergirl. You'll figure it out.
So this is tangential, but my brother told me yesterday he currently understands the movie Hook. Now, thanks to Interstellar, Neverland is a lower gravity planet, thus time moves slower and nobody
ages as quickly.
He said, "Thank you, Christopher Nolan."
And you can jump higher and fly. Happy thoughts. That's funny, but that's actually a really interesting point.
Yes. Okay, so now we have a tiger skin rug
with soup.
And we have our villain introduction.
Is that Mia Farrow?
Yeah, that's Faye Dunaway.
Oh, jeez.
Mia Farrow was her mom.
That's what it was. Mia Farrow needs the sandwich.
Yes, I was like, the sandwich needed. This guy is British, if I'm British. I don't understand, like, this villain. Like, let's make her a witch. Like, not any kind of other villain, an Earth villain, or anything else. let's make her a witch.
Yeah.
Let's not pull any kind of rational villain from the comics.
I think they were just trying to introduce that magic element. And he's like, what's the easiest way? Yeah, she's a witch.
Who can a girl fight? A witch.
A lady witch.
Now, that didn't look like it was falling from space.
Right.
It went up and over?
Also, the way space works, how would they... She didn't fly out of the inner space in the same spot as the orb. So how's she going to end up on Earth with the orb?
I'll rationalize that for you, Mr. Johnson, sir. See, the orb is pure power energy. It's the Tesseract, right?
It's the Tesseract.
So it flew to Earth to find someone compatible. That's why it went straight to a witch, because it recognized power. Then her ship reached the signature of that and follows the trajectory of that power source.
Okay.
That's just me rationalizing because I have to make sense.
I can follow that. I don't understand how she can just pick up this thing and instantly know what to do with it.
See, I feel like the orb is controlling her. I'm going to give the orb
more power. Okay.
More power here.
Okay.
It's the Tesseract. It's the mind gem of the Tesseract.
So check this out. Here's a fun fact for you guys while we kind of waste some time until Kara shows up on Earth, alright? So there's an original novelization of this movie.
Okay.
And in the novelization of the movie, Kara leaves Argo, and as she's leaving Argo and she comes to Earth, she actually ages several years. So the original concept for the film was she was going to be a child that was causing all these... She was supposed to be like a child causing all these problems, and then she turns into a teenager over her time traveling. But they wanted to put Helen Slater at the very beginning of the movie.
I like
so
that.
They skipped past that and they just said, she's just older the whole time.
So this is open in the middle of the hyperspace wormhole tunnel?
That seems like a bad idea. Also, where did the costume come from?
She came out of water. So, is Argo City...
Completely dry, by the way.
Is Argo City's inner space under the water on Earth?
I mean, I guess that could be a possibility because the orb does technically land, but it could have come out of water. So maybe Argo's on Earth the entire time?
It's possible. Now, the costume, this is the rationale, that just happens to be her family crest and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look when she got into the pod that I thought was a dinner table,
she was sitting on something.
There was some cloth there.
I thought those were like inflatable bath toys, but that's just me.
Now let's. She looks great right here. The hair, the costume, the boots.
She has rays that help flowers grow.
Maybe it's flower needs sunlight. She absorbs energy from the sun. Heat vision is production of sun energy. Makes sense. There's her happy thought. She's flying, even though she flew out of the pod.
Those weird duct tape boots that they have to keep fixing in production because they kept ripping.
Now, I like the novelization with her being a kid.
Yeah.
Growing up, very Lion-O.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also like
I would have opened the film almost here, or with done it differently with her landing and then told why she's there backwards. Mm-hmm. So we could have done a young Kara, but still open the movie with Helen Slater.
I like the idea of her. Cape stays up. I like the idea of her being a kid while she's being transported. And then when she lands here, she still has that childlike demeanor about her.
Yes.
I like that.
Like Lion-O.
But I will tell you, it is hard to grasp her as a teenager just now.
Yeah.
But I like it. Don't get me wrong, I do like it. So there's another interesting fact while we watch her fly for the first time, which she is mastering really quickly, by the way.
It's okay.
Before the movie was even shot, Slater, when she was cast, got to sit down with Christopher Reeve and talk about what it was like being a super person, because he was the first real person to ever play a superhero. Okay? And while they were talking, they were in New York City, sitting on a park bench, and across the street, a building caught on fire. And firefighters came to take care of it. But just kind of ironically, Superman and Supergirl sat across the street on a bench doing nothing.
Kind of sad and ironic. This actually looks pretty good. For 84 effects, you know, what they're doing here with her. This is cool. You know, this is almost reminiscent of some of the scenes in Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah.
She's flying for the first time.
And she's going across all of America.
So, I like this. I would almost start the movie out like this. Would be kind of cool. Just this shot of her flying, because it looks awesome, and you get Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, wow. She seems to be enjoying it.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: if you lived in Argo and you've never experienced the outside or anything other than being inside with Peter O'Toole, your first experience getting to fly and flying yourself to the coast would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes. Now, I do know that they wanted, where Superman was a sci-fi film, they wanted Supergirl to be more of a fairy tale. And
even in the music, it sounds like that.
And I get that, but I still think you can execute it a little bit better.
Well, I wonder how much it costs to buy this old abandoned fairground.
What do you mean? Like, for the production of the film, or for her?
No, just in general, there's a for sale sign.
How do you get people to stay away for the for sale?
I just love that she has her lair in an old haunted house.
It screams supervillain. It's definitely 80s hair.
So this was supposed to be Dolly Parton.
It's weird to me when they try to make these larger-than-life characters like this, all of a sudden bring them down. They're talking about having issues paying bills.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they could have just put Miss Tessmacher right here. And like, and that's who it should have been. Like, do we really need Bianca? Like, is it one of those characters that's really servicing the film?
Well, I feel like Bianca was always just more of like a personal assistant.
Exactly.
Not magical, not anything. Just personal assistant.
This is a great shot. Her over the water, flying into New York. I'm still trying to wrap
a little bit of Kate porn.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around coming out of the water.
Yeah, I don't understand. I guess if they would have shown her crash landing in the water, maybe, or...
But is Argo City on Earth under the water? And that's where the inner space is.
God, we're going to be questioning that this entire movie.
This is beautiful. This is great. Her flying.
You know, and that's the thing. This is still like old school green screen type of work here, but it's so well shot, and she flies with a certain style of grace. Yes, the tracking device.
The perfectly made bracelet that was just perfectly done to find the orb.
Mm-hmm. Before she didn't have to grow into it or anything. It was just made just for her. Solo's like, wake me up when we get to the action.
He is. He tried to stay away for Supergirl, guys, but he's a little tight. Her skirt is definitely not fingertip length.
No, well, technically it is because she's curling her fingertips. But no, it's not. Also, for all the flying she did, good hair.
Totally.
I can't even drive with my windows down in my car and look that good. Oh, stop the truck.
I just think there's a great correlation between superheroes and semis. Like, when it comes to Superman, Supergirl, like...
Yeah, it reminds me, I love what they did in Man of Steel.
Nothing says power more than let me take out this semi.
But I love it because it kind of begs the question, if a semi gets smashed by a superhero but no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Oh, look who that is. Wow. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Oh, he's the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He's the dad, the mean dad.
Who went on to be Moloch in Watchmen.
Yeah.
And the guy zombie in Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And also went on to be Death in Supernatural. I love how, the first people she meets are...
Rapists?
Rapist truck drivers. She's Superman's cousin. Would you want to mess with a girl wearing Superman's outfit?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure that...
But these dumb full hicks probably don't know.
She just said she's Superman's cousin, But I don't know, I feel like... Yeah, this is her first impression of people, but...
Hey.
She finds the creepiest people possible, and she blows them into a trash. Okay. Why couldn't it have been a scene of just her seeing a person in trouble that's about to be attacked, and she stops and tries to help them, and that's how she uses her powers to do stuff? Why does it have to be, the lone truck?
Yeah. By the way, so the guy she first picks up is Matt Frewer.
Yes, I knew his name was Matt something.
Yeah. Oh, product placement, A&W.
I'm pretty sure this movie's going to have some product placement.
It has all the product placement. Did you not see the Adidas when she picked them up?
Oh, yeah. Adidas Classics? That's the coolest thing about that. I love those shoes.
Oh, those are the best shoes.
Oh, so it's a...
So we're having a supervillain party?
Maybe this is where you should have your Miss Tessmacher cameo.
Is that Moby?
Before Moby existed?
Yeah,
yes.
It's totally Moby.
He's infinite because he's made of stars.
Or is it the Moby from How I Met Your Mother?
Not Moby?
Not Moby?
Why couldn't Supergirl just appear in Big Trouble in Little China and been the hero in that film?
Oh, man.
Fought those people.
First off, I love Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you cross these films, my head might explode.
She's wearing a kimono, and even her hair looks like a ceremonial headdress.
Yeah, it is very Asian, stereotypical Asian now. But yeah, okay, so look at that. Again, it's that classic British, everyone has a halo around their soft features.
Yes.
It's weird.
The lighting is done interesting.
Oh, let me light that cigarette with the tip of my finger. Oh, this guy should be called the Teeth.
He should be called the Brit. No offense to British people now, it's hardening the stereotype.
What is that?
He just told you, it's overreaching ambition.
Oh. I always thought overreaching ambition was like a weight loss plan, not a demon.
Those are some glasses.
I can't speak around my teeth.
I feel like what could be a very interesting thing.
Oh, what is that? What did you just eat?
Pineapple.
That was brown pineapple.
That just got turned into a scorpion.
Oh no!
She just ate a scorpion.
Okay, so I will say this is what I love about this movie. It's not the floating upside down underpants. It is the fact that it's fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
Kind of when we talk about Tim Burton's Batman being a highlight back to the silly, campy, bright and dark Batman. This is the campy children's story. Like, even though Kara does get herself in a lot of potential danger, she's still a teenager. It's still goofy and fun. The villain is Scooby-Doo. It lives in a haunted house in an old farm or fairland or something. It's just weird.
What was it? It echoes that fairy tale that they were trying to create.
Oh, baseball. In case you didn't realize that this is an all-American movie, there's baseball. Or softball, I should say.
No, that kid's just really small. Baseball just looks like. What would be cool is if we could edit this together and she's actually watching The Sandlot.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
Maybe it is softball.
Yeah, it's an all-girl team.
I wonder if we could get creative and edit in here. Just edit Supergirl and Superman 4 together and see what kind of movie we could make.
I think you could.
She's like, that looks like something I could wear.
It's like, oh, I'll just steal your costume for my costume. So far, she's been on Earth as a superhero for what? Day and a half?
Well, we're going to say about a day.
Is that discount Paul Rudd?
Can you have a discount Paul Rudd before you actually have Paul Rudd? Whoa, wait a minute.
Wait, how did she change in costumes?
Did she just use her magical mental ability to transform her Superman?
Is that the
Supergirl?
bracelet? Does the bracelet make her turn into a brunette?
And okay.
Alright. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the giant panda at the softball game.
Her power set seems to... Her fabric of her clothes can change.
Also, let's point out the fact that even though this is technically a prep school and a private school, the outfit that she's wearing is very British. This is a very British school outfit. The gray skirt with a cardigan and a button-up. Like, be careful, man. She can make a flower grow out of your head with her laser eyes.
I like how she's, like, taking it literal. Wouldn't it have made more, like, this... I don't understand this.
Discount Newman. Ah, the teeth.
Okay, here's our connection.
Right.
I was gonna say, why would she just go to this prep school and decide to go into the school? That it makes sense now that Nigel's there. It would make more sense if Lee? What's her name?
Linda Lee. Her alias is Linda Lee.
Now I do like that her typing, because as I pointed out to Chania in the pilot of Lois and Clark, Clark was originally hired because being a typist.
Mm-hmm.
See, I like how she knows so much about her cousin, Kent. How does she know?
Yeah, that's the thing about Supergirl that's always bothered me, is the fact that Kal goes to Earth because Kyrpton explodes, and Kara just, like, doesn't go? Like, they're his only family.
I'm a big fan, like, and we'll get to this as we review later when we do Supergirl, or Batman Supergirl, Batman Superman Apocalypse.
Right.
I like
yeah.
And we get to
A&W again. Root beer was really heavy in this movie.
I like the idea that Kal was being sent and Zor-El decides to send his daughter and his version of the ship for her to
Can he
take
not
care.
yell like "man" on the floor or something?
He doesn't have that much etiquette. He's
pervert.
British. But you know how like it was suggested that she was sent to watch after her baby cousin, and that's really hit on in Smallville.
Yeah.
And her ship got stuck, and his landed, so
Yeah.
she didn't age. I like that. I think it works better as a story. I think it works better for the character. And then who does she happen to find? And just out of sheer luck, who is her roommate? None other than Lucy Lane, Lois's sister. So this guy's confused. It doesn't seem like it would take
If
much.
it makes any sense, I'm confused.
Pops agrees.
Oh, Frosted Flakes. So far, I need a pair of Adidas, a root beer, and some Frosted Flakes, because that's just what I feel like I need now.
And you know what's funny is the Frosted Flakes sounds delicious.
Oh, they're always delicious.
The root beer, with A&WC, I'm thinking cheeseburger and chili cheese fries, though it's ridiculously hard to find any A&Ws anymore.
Oh, what's she reading?
A comic book.
Yes, but what comic book? I can't remember what it is. I used to know this. Hold on. We've got to find it.
She awfully knows a lot about her cousin for someone who's never come to Earth or anyone's ever gone to visit him.
Yeah.
I would almost start the film out here.
I think it would I think it would be better if it just started out. She landed, she goes right to the school.
I would almost start it out here as this introduction to the school, then as a filter in the scenes of her flying throughout and learning, and develop more of this mystery of everything.
And I think if they had done the original opening of her being really young and working her way to being an adult, that would work. So apparently, it doesn't say what issue of it is, but she is reading an action comic.
I feel like all the elements are there for this film, but just the official screenplay just lost it. See, it would be neat to just have this here, him talking, and then you find out he's with Selena, and then just keep working. Like I said, using some of these scenes backwards.
This actually is not a bad movie.
Oh no!
But it is a bad acted movie.
It's one of those films that you watch where there's goodness in it, that it makes you more agitated because you're almost there.
Yep.
Like, this would be an interesting introduction of her right here.
Yeah, her using the tarot cards to figure out stuff.
I might have to have another editing project with this film.
I would.
I mean,
Try to rearrange it a bit.
I did with Green Lantern.
It actually is a better cut. It's shorter, but
It's a heck of a lot shorter, because I got rid of a lot of excess stuff. And I rearranged some things to make a little bit better pacing.
I cannot not see Dolly Parton doing this role now.
Hey, there's Discount Paul Rudd.
Hey, Paul Rudd, put a shirt on.
But we have to go with a new name for him, because I like
even the Orb's like, Discount Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd way too much. Maybe the orb and the bracelet are just too connected to each other.
Oh no, they totally are.
Like they know each other's near.
I wonder if the orb only works with either the, why is he painting the tree? Anyway, I wonder if the orb only works with the bracelet or the wand.
That's a good thought. She reminds me more of Cruella de Vil.
This is the weirdest episode of the Golden Girls I've ever seen.
You know what's great though? This show still has a better budget and look than the first season of Supergirl,
Yeah.
which I have a very hard time watching.
That was boring.
Yeah, and I hate the concept of Superboy being Clark Kent as a young man.
Yeah.
And the full suit and everything. I'm a very big fan of the Smallville idea of him growing to become Superman. Even Donner's first film touches on that. And I don't like the idea that you're in college and you're Superboy.
Yeah. Now, I'll say this about these older films like this. They weren't written by comic book fans.
Right.
Really. They're written by movie writers that had the knowledge and the concepts, and they used those as reference sources. But that's why you see movies now, and they're so much better. Because they're written by the people that read this when they were younger.
I do like that she just totally put Nigel St. Nigel right here down.
Nigel McToothy.
Nigel Thornberry. She put him down.
Ah, yes.
Sweet math.
I like her better as brunette.
I was thinking the same thing.
She kind of looks like what's her nuts from the Gilmore Girls.
Rory?
Yeah,
That's right. We watched the Gilmore Girls.
like older Rory. Yeah, Supergirl lacrosse.
So,
Or was this field hockey?
field hockey. So she just naturally joined the team? Like, this ain't Quidditch. Like, you just walk out? Like, did she have to audition? Or is this
I think
PE?
it's called a tryout.
Is it PE and everyone gets their own? But they're playing another school.
That's true.
Very convenient.
Also, why is what's her face wearing an Indian headband?
Because it's the 80s, bro.
And you're on the same team. Why would you hit your teammate? Also, how hard did you hit that ball?
It was pretty dope that it exploded on her back, though. This is an awkward scene. I don't want to commentate.
Came out of water. Is hot water that, you know what, I get it. Hot
I don't want to
showers are great.
commentate too much just because I feel like we could take this to a dark place, but
It's Marcy from Peanuts.
this looks like a scene from Porky's.
Either that or this is that weird scene from Carrie.
Yeah.
That opening scene from Carrie.
Glad it's not the scene from Starship Troopers. I do like that effect.
Visualization of the power.
Yes. Oh, that was cool.
X-ray vision.
But the way like you could see what she's about to see in the vision.
Also, how did she do that through the wall without the wall being hurt?
Her X-ray vision maybe opens up a portal and allows it to go through.
Boom.
Just because we have a group of girls in a movie, does that mean we automatically have to have some sort of locker room group shower scene?
I guess so. Or why is it that, like, just because they're wet, everybody's making fun of them? You can't pierce Supergirl's ears. No needle is strong enough.
Unless it's kryptonite needle, and then it might kill her.
It might kill her. Although she's not Kryptonian.
We don't know what she is.
Don't know what she is. They didn't set it up.
You know, in Argo City was originally a city
In Krypton?
in Krypton that was split off. I think it's also been like a Kryptonian colony. And then, of course, what we talked about before, where Argo was a city on the sister planet of Kyrpton, where they were Kryptonians that left.
Okay, so I just have to say this. These bras look like torture devices.
Yeah. I like how she's putting it on. It's definitely a tongue-in-cheek reference to the underwear on the outside.
Yeah. Be a weirdo.
Study for the first day.
For what? On your first day?
Oh, there's the first reference to Popeye's chicken.
Popeyes.
And for someone who, like, there's no transitional period of her learning her powers. Like,
Peoria.
She got really comfortable with her powers really quick.
Yeah, but again, we talked about this, you and I, in previous stuff, that the way that they did it, handled it in Man of Steel was great, because it was that so many things are happening and you have to learn how to focus, and I kind of wish they would have done something like that with this, but, it's hindsight.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that Chicago?
You can't have, like, her cousin teach her, like... But, I mean, you also look at the way Zod and all of them learn their powers in Superman 2.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, look what I can do. Have you seen what I can do? Watch this.
So where is she flying to? Because it looked like she was heading towards, like, Chicago. But she's been flying for a really long time.
And I feel like if Nigel was teaching at that school, if she was there, they wouldn't be too far away. I always did love, though, in Smallville, how Clark learned to run before he could fly. And he always had that speed. Yes, it took him way too long to fly, but yes, he can run fast. And that's something. I feel like we could have done a scene, since Selena right here is just making a potion. Like in Man
a love potion of all things.
In Man of Steel, I would have preferred, Clark was using his powers to save people from the tornado. Yes.
Excuse me, I have to ride a train.
I would have really preferred Jonathan Kent dies saving a dog. Why couldn't it have been Jonathan Kent dies saving a child that was stuck in a car seat? And Clark saving people, and Clark goes over there. Clark grabs the child. And then
no.
He runs
80s
away.
discount Paul Rudd is going to fall in love with the witch.
Oh, Paul. We need to give him another name. Because I don't want to feel like I'm cheating, Paul. I don't want to give Ant-Man a bad rap.
Okay, discount Scott Baio.
I'll just say pre-Scott Speedman.
There you go. He speaks. Oh, politically correct. Some person.
I know. Even Solomon's like, this. What's going on, Daddy?
He's like, this movie's been on for about an hour, and I'm not sure how to feel.
He's like, why isn't Supergirl punching something? This isn't Superman Returns, Dad.
Yes, this is a lot like Superman Returns. The first hour is a lot of not Superman returning.
Nothing in this room is ringing off any bells there for you. Discount 80s action hero. I feel like his
I don't know who actually ever walks into malt liquor.
I would be questioning things like there's skulls. Is this part of the old abandoned amusement park that you live in that's for sale?
Well, here's the thing, though, Tyler. This is the 80s, before the internet, before Tinder, before
Logic,
before any, oh, this might be a troublesome situation. You just had to get yourself in this situation, then figure it out.
He's complete with a toothpick in his mouth.
I think he's trying really hard to be, Russell Crowe. I love that they're drinking malt liquor, even though the recipe she said water. And also, malt liquor is not a flavor everyone likes.
It's not like after offering someone a beer. If someone drinks alcohol,
Yeah.
you probably get away with offering them a beer. Malt liquor? This ain't Anaconda malt liquor.
I'm sorry. Would you like a Colt 45 or a bottle of water?
It's the middle of the day. I'll go with the Colt 45.
Alright. Hey, I got my lip curled like Elvis and I'm about to pass out because I'm in love.
And I have my toothpick in my hair.
And there he goes. I feel like this is a whole subplot of this movie. It's her trying to get
This guy?
discount Russell Crowe.
It would make more sense if, I don't know, she already had met Kara and was trying to get Kara's bracelet, and Kara had an attraction to this guy, and she was going to use him.
Right now, this is 3 separate movies trying to meet in the middle.
This is like an episode of Power Rangers.
Nigel McToothy Tooth.
It's like an episode of Power Rangers. Maybe not Power Rangers as much as like VR Troopers.
Yes.
In the sense that VR Troopers was 2 different Japanese shows, plus American footage, cut in together to make what became the VR Troopers.
This could have been like the original Hocus Pocus. And they're like, oh, we can make a Supergirl movie out of this.
I'm looking at this and I'm kind of wondering in the back of my mind, theoretically, there's no clues here yet to when this takes place. This could take place after Superman 4.
This could.
Or even during Superman 4. When Superman, lost his powers and was that really weird, decrepit, scary-looking old Clark Kent curled up in his room somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what? That's where I'm going to say it takes place. That explains why Superman's not around.
This is Superman 4.
This is in the middle of Superman 4.
I like it. Oh no!
Really bizarre, trippy, carnival.
Why does everything still work?
Well, I mean, if you were going to live in an amusement park, wouldn't you want it to work?
I mean, I guess so.
That's how every other Scooby-Doo villain has it.
Rank amateurs. So actually, I wonder if she's not magical, but the orb is giving her power.
I would say that, because that does make really good sense. But then her pre-character about how crazy and how she wanted to control things, and all the weird stuff she has in her house. I don't know. Snap. I would say poor character development.
Yeah.
So, did she just, magically roofie this guy?
Yeah, she drugged him, and he's supposed to fall in love with the first person he sees, but he already saw her. So is he not in love with her yet, or is it just because the drugs haven't taken place, or...
Oh, I like how she said, where is he, and it's revealed. So does that mean he stumbled pretty far?
He's in town now or something.
He's in a town, that abandoned amusement park was awfully close to an abandoned, or to a town.
The old amusement park, the one in town.
Well, it does seem like the orb's giving her some sort of power. Wouldn't it be cool, like, if that was a story, like it was some sort of, like, the Tesseract?
Yes, like it gives her extra power.
That would be a cool subplot upon the other multiple subplots that...
Upon the other 3 movies we've already watched.
So, it reminds me of like one of those movies that when they make it, they start it without having a finished script. Or they just keep like changing it as they go. It looks like some of a Geiger-inspired piece of art.
A little bit.
Man, that guy can walk.
Holy cow, where is he? New York City now?
He's in the great town of wherever everything conveniently is taking place.
What? So, not happy about Supergirl.
He wants to know where she is. Oh, there she is.
Whoops. There she is. She didn't fly through the tube. Oh, she's gone now.
It came out like...
Live lobsters.
Her power set is really sweet if you think... Oh, there he is. The man. Mark McClure.
Jimmy Olsen. Trying to get lunch at Popeyes.
Like I said, all the elements are here. Like Jimmy knowing Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Like was
now the real question is Lucy Lane a lesbian who's going to fall in love with Supergirl?
No, she's supposed to be into Jimmy, I guess. But
button your shirt, 80s.
Yeah, they're like, we need to make someone seem more 80s. Let's get Mark McClure. He was in Back to the Future. But wait, Back to the Future came out in what? 80? Didn't it come out in 85?
85, so this was a year before.
I'm just like...
Hey, look, Easter eggs in the background.
Was everyone else like busy? They're like, hey, Margo, we know you had your mental breakdown, and they didn't want you in Superman 3, but you want to be in Supergirl?
You want to be in Supergirl? We need you now.
And Mark McClure was like, I'll do it.
He's like, yeah, I need money. State-free tampons.
What better replacement? I knew I'd seen her just playing Lucy somewhere else. She was in that great film called Grease 2.
Oh, God. She was.
With Catwoman.
Kara and Concerned aren't even close.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Kara and Concern weren't even close.
Ooh, somebody got a little spit up. Do you have another bit for him?
Yeah. He needs his super bit, which I think is in the wash right now.
So why is the H.R. Geiger thing getting bigger?
Because it's convenient for the plot.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense to me. Maybe it's just, I don't know.
Oh no! Construction equipment on the run!
This is the True Transformers, right?
What are we gonna do? It is. Also, what is this movie rated again?
PG?
Is this PG? Oh yes, because this is before Poltergeist, which is why Poltergeist created the PG-13 rating. Yep.
Makes sense.
I think the interesting thing that we fall into now is, so she can not only control construction equipment with the orb, she's trying to murder her love victim or capture him. Again, we're bringing the magical sense back into Supergirl at this point, which makes for an interesting transition.
It's just too busy.
It's too much. It's like Spider-Man 3.
I was going to say, or maybe Spider-Man 2. Like, we need something for Supergirl to do that's super epic.
Yep.
Solomon's donning his House of L bib.
You silly people, you put my cape on backwards.
But we need her to do something now.
Yeah.
This could be really cool.
Well, I think it's interesting that the orb is potentially giving her power to control construction equipment. But it's also just really weird.
The orb is the ultimate MacGuffin.
Statue boobies.
The orb is the ultimate MacGuffin. It's given her power to do what's necessary for the scene.
Yes. Oh no, this Venus flytrap of a construction equipment has that man. And nobody notices that no one is driving this thing.
Not yet. Popeye's chicken. I love that it's Popeye's chicken. It's not KFC, it's Popeye's.
Popeye's, which is better than KFC, to be honest with you.
Yes, it is, and I'm getting hungry. Hey, there's one in Canal. I like that Lucy, though, is like, I'll go and...
She's the one who saves him.
Nah, it's magic. You can't just stop magic construction equipment.
That's true.
It's a Constructicon.
Oh no, the little chapel.
Or someone just happened to be getting married.
This movie is so comic book, though.
Yes, it is.
Because there's so much going on in this one little area that can cause distraction, but...
It's great.
It's perfect, because it makes for these really cool-looking scenes.
Hey, is that the Griswold?
Vacation's about to get worse. Okay, so she bumped her head, so now she's out.
Oh, you didn't know that? That is the trope of comic book women.
Uh-huh.
Like,
you touch their head, they just...
They're passed out so that the hero could magically save them, even though...
Oh, there goes the tire.
It should be Jimmy Olsen.
This is the worst Ruth Goldberg machine ever.
Alright, this is epic equipment on action. Oh, that was a cool effect. Her running.
Yeah.
That delayed runningness of the character. So let's,
Alright, dribbles.
So, this is like the perfect setup scene for the most epic Supergirl.
Oh, the Simpsons tire fire.
She just kind of flew over the top.
She did.
Like, hover. Like,
although, you know what this scene reminds me of?
The perfect storm of her saving everyone, and then someone's going to look up in the sky and say, she saved us.
Yep.
She saved us all.
No, I was thinking Man of Steel IHOP.
Yes. The complete where there's so much going on in Smallville.
This even looks like the town.
Yes, it does. Let's say she can save everybody. And you're thinking, what just happened? That's because we're going to take a quick pause and let you digest what we've done and come back with us next week as we finish up with part 2. See you guys next time.
Thank you for listening to the Kyrpton Report, the Supergirl podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at Kyrpton Report. Leave us a review on iTunes and let you know what you think, how the show can be better, your thoughts on Supergirl, and anything else you feel like chatting about. And I'll catch you next week.